Now, viewers, we bring to you breaking news, and this is with regards to the India-US ties. This is first images that we're bringing to you of India and US's joint exercise in Alaska. India-US rehearsed battle drills and resilience is showcased of how the India and United States of America shares strategic ties even at a time when we have seen tensions arise, or rather specks of strain being witnessed in this relationship, and this historic relationship that is. Trade and tariff tension is not a dampener. This is what Yudh Abhyas, the MEA spokesperson, had also mentioned during his press conference while he was addressing Trump aid and their anti-India tirade. He had also spoken about these very joint exercises, bringing up that, this is not India-US ties aren't completely lost at this given point, given that we have still collaborations underway on several sectors, and one such sector being defense, which continues to be very important. In fact, Shivani Sharma joining me on the broadcast for more details. Shivani, this comes as a big example of the fact that while trade relations is one place where we see a bit of a turmoil between India and US over the past months, but India-US ties has much more to it. There is defense involved, which continues to be a defining aspect in this very relationship.
Shreya, see, Yudh Abhyas happens to be a very important exercise between India and United States, and right now it's going on in Alaska in US, and it started on 1st of September. For this exercise, the Indian troops have traveled to United States, and we can see in these images the kind of interoperability, the kind of camaraderie and a bond that both the troops are sharing. They are learning from each other's best skills, and that has been happening over the years. There's no impact, however, of the trade tensions that are going on between India and United States. In fact, Shreya, this happens to be the fourth exercise of 2025. And after this, another major exercise, which happens to be a naval exercise, Malabar, is going to happen in the month of October. That will be a quad exercise where, again, Indian Navy will be participating with the United States along with Australia and Japan. So this Yudh Abhyas is bringing the troops of India and United States together, showing that the diplomatic and the defense ties between India and United States are not impacted at all. And we've also taken a number of defense deals ahead. For example, the 404 engine deal is already completed. So Yudh Abhyas, another example of how India and US are collaborating.
Absolutely, Shivani. This very exercise was even mentioned by Yudh Abhyas while he was addressing the Peter Navarro comments, or in general, some of Trump administration coming down heavily with regards to the India-US ties, and that too with a very anti-India stance. But this is an ultimate example proving them wrong at this given point, wouldn't you say?
Certainly, Shreya. See, when Yudh Abhyas, the spokesperson of the MEA, was asked about the India-US relationship, he mentioned the Yudh Abhyas specifically. He said that even as we speak, the Yudh Abhyas exercise between India and the United States is going on in Alaska. So, whatever is happening in terms of the trade and the tariff tensions, the statements that have been coming in from Donald Trump, India has not given out any harsh reactions, but it is working in a very mature manner to have the mutual interest between India and United States. So this exercise is once again an example of how steadily India has been moving with its partners in terms of defense diplomacy.
Right, Shivani, thank you for putting it into context for our viewers out there. Viewers, this is the Yudh Abhyas that we are speaking of. That is the very term that's been coined for these joint military exercises. And this is the Alaska chapter at this given point that we're bringing to you visuals of, which has recently even been mentioned by the Ministry of External Affairs of our country. But yes, it definitely brings to highlight at a time when there have been strains in the India-US ties that it is definitely not over. India and US has shared comprehensive strategic relationship defined across sectors. That is, we see there is several energy sector, there is artificial intelligence, there is defense, as well as trade relations. Trade might have been seeing a few turbulent points here and there. There are sore points there that is being addressed by both nations at this given point, but this when we speak of defense ties, it continues to be strong as it was between these two nations. And that comes in at quite a crucial time when we have been seeing anti-India tirades being launched by Trump's aides and Trump's administrators at this given point. So these are visuals that we're bringing to you at this very point, and we leave you with them.